Hello and welcome. You join myself, Kate Tracy, alongside Patano brand ambassador Olly Murphy for yet another one of our weekly catch-up calls. And again, Olly, it feels like every single week we have no end of points to say. So we've got a lot to cover and also a little Villa segment as well. But we better kickstart with the past week. It feels like a lifetime ago since Newbury last weekend, but we better start with some of the key horses. Strong leader, we've got to start with him straight away. Of course, just picked at the post by a smart one in Impostoir. Where does he go next, and what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I was gutted and delighted at the same time, Kate. He ran a cracker, but just struggled to give £6 to Impostoir. Where we go next is undecided. He is a horse who's definitely better going left-handed, and his form at Cheltenham kind of isn't quite as good as it is everywhere else. So, yeah, not quite sure where he's going to go next, but it was a real good run. He went down this shield, and yeah, I thought halfway up the running we'd kind of hold him off, but yeah, weight stops trains, they say, and that just paid the difference in the end.
And he is a train. He is a train, isn't he? But still, such a good run. American Mike, of course, his much anticipated stable debut. What were your thoughts there, and where's he likely to go?
Yeah, I was happy enough, albeit we kind of got him home and found out that he had a wind problem. So he's undergone wind surgery. He's actually got to have 4 weeks off. So he's a horse who's going to be trained for those spring festivals now. I don't think he'll be seen beforehand with the timings, but fingers crossed, we plenty of improvement in him again. Now he's had a wind up, and yeah, I was pleased enough with his kind of comeback run.
You waste no time in these horses that you feel if they've slightly underperformed to straight away and get the wind operation. So yeah, it'll be fascinating to see then what he does next time out. Booster Bob, of course, really nice winner at Newbury on a big day. The Sir Peter O'Sullivan Memorial Handicap Chase, such a race with a lot of precision history as well. So you must have been delighted with that.
Yeah, no, I was chuffed with him. He's a horse I thought was still well handicapped, but he's a bit of an enigma, like everyone knows. He blows a little bit hot and cold, but he travelled and jumped very sweetly this time around with his hood off for the first time. He will probably go to Ascot or Cheltenham in the new year for a handicap chase, and then all being well, he'll be freshened up for March. So, yeah, I was really pleased with him. He got a £7 rise, which hopefully he'll be able to defy again. And, you know, I was chuffed a bit with his performance.
Yeah, for all he's an enigma, he's weirdly straightforward then when it comes to Newbury and his liking for that track and that trip. So yeah, can't wait to see where he goes next. Resplendent Grey, of course, it was a bit of a chaotic start to the Coral Gold Cup. He seemed to be pretty inconvenienced by that. But what did you sort of make of his run overall and how he then ended up finishing off?
he's,
Oh,
he's a horse that everything has to go right for, and yeah, a standing start certainly didn't convenience him. Yeah, it was a disaster. But yeah, cutting a long story short, and we just have to put a line under that. He was beat as soon as the tapes went up, and yeah, we just have to draw a line under it and go again.
yeah, a lot of horses were massively inconvenienced by that start, and their race was over from the get go, wasn't it? When you need to be prominently ridden in a race like that, it's so hard to recover from. So yeah, go again with Resplendent Grey. Now, of course, other big stories from the weekend: Constitution Hill falling again. Now, I guess as a trainer, when you have a horse that has so much talent but is just in their head or overthinking things, a loss of confidence, what can you really do to improve a horse like Constitution Hill getting his head right again?
God knows. He's trained by Maestro Nicky Henderson, and he's got an awful lot more experience than me in situations like this. But yeah, he's obviously had a couple of bad experiences. This horse, it's going to be hard to get him back. So yeah, what I'd do, God knows, I would give him intensive schooling with Laura Collett at yeah at my doorstep if he was in my place. But yeah, it's one of those, Kate. I think everyone's got an opinion on this horse. I feel sorry for Nicky. I feel sorry for the horse. But yeah, I don't know whether his time has come and he needs to go back on the flat. Whether he'll come back from these three falls now, I don't know. He's yeah, he's he's an enigma. I think that's a good word for him. And I honestly don't know what I'd do if he was in my care.
Yeah, he's in the best hands, isn't he, with connections wise, to know exactly what to do with him. But no one knows. Literally, everyone has said that no one knows what's going on. I don't think the horse even knows what's going on in his head. But please God that we all see him back on track and back in his best form before too long. Now, the white hurdle debate. This is, of course, with the fall of him and the new lion, has stirred up the debate over the new hurdles with the white padding that they have around it. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I think that's just an excuse, really. We're all schooling over those types of hurdles at home. They've seen them all before, and I think, I don't know. Listen, obviously people have done the stats and whatnot, but we're always unfortunately going to have fallers, have horses that make mistakes, and yeah, we've been running over these hurdles for a while now. But I don't know. I think the same would happen if they were orange myself. I think these horses have gone down and done something a little bit silly, and yeah, there's kind of no forgiving when they go down and make a mistake like they do, or don't get the landing gear out, whether they're white or orange. So yeah, I think that's just yeah, probably in the back of a few people's heads, but unfortunately, I don't think I'll be using that as an excuse.
No, we won't be changing them to the Bitano orange anytime soon. Like you say, I think that the white is just, yeah, the bit of the excuse as well. The champion hurdle, therefore, what do we do with the champion hurdle now? Because is it just Lossiemouth to lose, or is another challenger going to come out of the pack from left field?
Yeah, God knows. It looks a funny old division, doesn't it? They all seem to beat each other. Plenty of them can't stand on their own 2 feet. I wouldn't be giving up and down Skelton's horse yet. I think sounds like they're going to go for an international hurdle in Cheltenham New Year's Day. If he goes and wins there, he'll be favourite for the champion again. So I think I'd hold my breath until the new year, see what the Irish horses do at Leopardstown, see what our horses do in the Christmas hurdle and the international, and yeah, see what's what then, and take another view. But yeah, there's certainly 4 or 5 horses in the mix, with no horse kind of cemented at the top of the market, really.
It's fascinating all the same, isn't it? So loads to look forward to. Now, speaking of looking forward to, looking ahead to this weekend, we've got a billion horses once again running for you this weekend. So I've just picked out the kind of notable ones that at least I wanted to mention for now anyway. So we better kick start with Chasing Fire, Sandown, Potemps Network, Handicap Hurdle, Qualifier. Now, you already look to have a very strong hand ahead of the actual final itself come March. I looked at the prices. So you've already got Active Authority at 20 to 1 price up anti-post. Long draw, of course, 25. Chasing Fire is currently 33 to 1 for the finale. So how do you expect him to go in the qualifier on Saturday?
Yeah, he's in good form. His run behind ImposeToire at Aintree 3 weeks ago now all of a sudden looks good form. If the ground didn't get too soft there, I didn't see any reason why he wouldn't run very well. He has won over the not over the trip, sorry. He has won at Sandown before, so he'll handle the track fine. I think he stayed 3 miles real well now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to running him.
Alnalam also at Sandown in the Grade 1 Henry VIII Novices Chase. Of course, he's the outsider of a very small field, only at 9 to 1 though. So it's a fascinating race.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to him, Kate. He's a front runner, and I think if he gets in a rhythm round there and inconveniences 1 or 2 others behind him, I can really see him outrunning his price. Obviously, he's got to get in a rhythm himself first and foremost, but he's done nothing wrong in his first 2 starts. I think his form is as good, if not better, than Be Aware's and Lump Sums. Obviously, the Lambo was a very, very good hurdle last season, but we've had 2 runs. The Lambo's only jumped 5 fences in public in his life, and he'll never go as quick as he's going to have to go on Saturday with the speed mind that goes out in front. So hopefully we get into a rhythm. We'll put them all to the sword, and yeah, I'm really, really surprised to see him priced up the price he is, I must admit.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, and from a tactical perspective of Sandown, we know exactly what it lends itself to over the chase course. So he's really going to put them to the test there. Can't wait to see that. Go Dante, I also can't wait to see back at his favourite track and trip. Now, of course, I'm anticipating the Imperial Cup, maybe his main end of season sort of target, but clearly he loves this course and distance. So are you expecting him to go well again?
Yeah, I have left the cheap pieces off in mind. He's a horse who does tend to come good in the spring, but he is in good form, loves it round Sandown, loves soft ground. He's obviously a dual course and distance winner. So looking forward to running him. He's got a run under his belt, and I thought he had an each way chance.
Yeah, the each way chance there for Go Dante. Westerner in or Western in the Park, I should say. Aintree, Beecher, handicap chase over the big spruces. What chance do you give him?
Yeah, again, I thought he had a nice each way chance. He had a lovely first run back at Carlisle He looked like he'd win the bridle down to the last and landed at the back of it and had a real good blow. He wasn't knocked around. He's come on massively for a run. Touchwood, I think jumping is his forte. I think he stays well. So any drop of rain that they have up there will be welcomed. He's got a nice weight in his back. And yeah, I'd love to think he could finish in the 4.
Now, 3 go in the same race. You have a really strong hand in the 3:15 at Aintree. We have good old Brewing Up a Storm making his return from 588 days off a track. Now, a 12-year-old rising 13. Rambo T, of course, in the same race. The shortest price of the 3 makes sense on the back of his silver trophy handicap hurdle win. And Act of Authority, who I mentioned earlier on, in the same race. So you are mob-handed in the 3:15.
Yeah, no, a lack of options really. Hence, I'm having to run 3 of them. But Rambo T, an intermediate trip suits him really well. He has obviously gone up in the weights and is off a career high mark, but has been freshened up since Chepstone's in really good form. Actual Authority, I think he's a way better horse going left-handed. Lewis Saunders gets on really well with him. I think he'll appreciate coming back in trip. I thought 3 miles on soft ground at Newbury the last day just caught him out. So I thought those two had real nice each-way chances. And chuffed to get Bring Up a Storm back on the track. He shows me at home that he's still got plenty of zest, albeit I think he'll come forward from whatever he does on Saturday. So he'll be very much a watching brief, but I thought the other 2 had nice chances.
And I want to throw it forward, just one last horse to pick up on for Sunday at Huntingdon. We spoke about Cadence potentially going for the listed Henrietta Nightmares bumper there. Is she likely to go, and what chance do you give her?
If the ground is soft, she will run and she would have a little chance. She'll probably have to improve on what she did at Utoxeter, but she's in good form. She stays very well, but definitely wants soft ground, so the rain will have to carry on coming for her to run, Kate.
Yes, I do. Just watch out for the weather then with her chances. Right, that's the end of the horses. Villa chat time. Of course, we are both buoyed at the minute by how well Aston Villa are doing. When you look back to the start of the season, goalless in the first 6, winless in the first 6, now sat third after beating Brighton on Wednesday night. What do you attribute the return to form to?
I suppose confidence, Kate. I suppose they were short of confidence now at the start of the season. Had a muddling transfer market. A few players probably didn't know where they were coming or going, and just took them a little while to get going. And yeah, they've been faultless now, haven't they? In the last 9, playing good football again. Plenty of confidence. They're very good away from home at the moment as well. So yeah, it's nice to watch for a Villa fan at the moment. Albeit my heart was in my mouth for the last 10 minutes last night, but. Yeah, they're absolutely flying. Looking forward to Arsenal on Saturday, and Christ, we beat them 3 points off top of the league. Dreamy stuff.
That's it, isn't it? Is we're all trying not to get too carried away, but if we beat Arsenal on Saturday, then all the talk is really going to start stirring. So, what are your expectations now from this point for the rest of the season?
Yeah, hopefully they'll carry on going. Obviously they've been pretty faultless in Europe as well, bar a blip or 2. Hopefully we'll get a good European run, aim for Champions League football again. And it'd be nice to have an FA Cup run after Christmas as well. But yeah, I feel like they're kind of really starting to gel. I thought Daniel Marlin starting to score goals now is massive. Ollie obviously back on the score sheet last night, and plenty of competition in the middle of midfield now as well with Anana and John McGinn, and Yuri Tillemans obviously back in the fold now as well. So yeah, we've got a bit of strength and depth again, which is great, and it's an exciting time to be a Villa fan.
As if you're not across enough as it is in your life with all of the horses and owners and everything else. That is a proper deep dive analysis then of how Villa are at present. So I'm glad that we managed to fit that part in. Ollie, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed that little bit of insight. If you're having a bet this weekend, do it responsibly, and also best of luck. Best of luck to you as well, Ollie, and we'll speak to you again next week.
Thanks, Kate.